So roughly 2 years ago, I made my very first 10K month online, which is literally what everybody's goal is. But now, fast forward now, I'm running a multi six-figure sales training company. And in today's video, I'm breaking down exactly my game plan on how I'm going to scale this up to multi seven figures a year. And you can practically copy this entire strategy that I'm using, so you don't have to go through all the trials and error that I've done myself. But again, if you're new to this channel, I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to just watch this video. My name is Elijah. I've been in the entrepreneurship game for a couple of years now. Since I was 16, 17, I'm currently 22 years old. And in a couple of seconds here, I'm about to go to my screen so you can actually see my proof on how much money I've made so far, my entire full year as a sales training company, and how I plan to get this 7 figures, and how you can do it yourself if you're a complete beginner, or if you have some sales experience, entrepreneurship experience. But this is literally a raw breakdown on how I plan to get to 7 figures, multi 7 figures a year, and also the projected revenue that I'm potentially going to make and how much revenue I'm making currently in my business. All right, so we are currently in my computer, my trusty whiteboard here, and this is my plan to scale from 100K to $1 million and above. But again, for all of the naysayers out there, here's my proof, and I have my tracking sheet here from last year on how much we've made in revenue. In total, we've made about $321,000 in revenue last year alone, right? And then in gross, right, we've done about 154K last year as well. This is, I forgot when exactly I screenshotted this, but if I don't recall, I think it's around this month here. I forgot which one it was when I recorded it, because it was like peak when I did the record month, right? So that's when I recorded it. So currently, what is exactly is my business right now? This is my current business, my flagship, tried and true, which is my offer is a helping goal-driven 9-to-5ers land a high-ticket sales role and make 5 to 10K a month in 12 weeks, or they don't pay. That is my current business model that I'm running currently. And again, here are some of the testimonials that I've had, right? So Alex making 3K a month, Lewis making 3.5K a month, and I know right now he's actually making 4K a month right now. I just recently talked to him. And then again, Chris 5K a month, Anders making 8K a month in high ticket sales, and one of my rock star clients, Adam, has made 12K a month, and now fast forward, now he's onwards on doing his own thing as well, and he has a couple of really solid offers that he's working with as well, right? This is my current business right now, and you've probably seen a lot of people as well doing something similar, but the only thing that you can replicate is the results that I have. You can check out more of my other results in my channel right now. You can see it. We actually do what we do, right? We're not just all talk, we have results to back our claim up. So the next step is here, right here. So the sales agency. This is one of the main things that I'm working on right now. Right now, I have my own sales agency, right? And I'm working with a couple offers right now to build their sales team. Actually, let's do this so it's much more easier for you guys to understand. So right now, this is practically, let's talk about what's in it for you. For example, if you're a complete beginner, look, Elijah, this is too high level for me right now. I just want to make money online, right? So right now I have a school community which is completely for free. You can check that out in the description below, where you can learn high ticket sales, and it does literally the exact thing that I've done 2 years ago. I've applied myself into learning a high income skill, which allowed me to make my very first 10K month. And the things that I'm going to be speaking into this video, and this is exactly the business model that I'm running right now. Before you can even purchase some of the services that I have, you need to go through my community first, right? Because again, I don't want you to spend a single penny on me or purchase any of my products or services if you don't even know what exactly I do, right? So after you go to this cool community, it's literally like the only reason why I have this cool community is so you can actually potentially see on what I do and buy more of my services, right? And get the results like this, guys, right? So right now, I don't have any paid community that's subscription based. All the people are launching there right now, but that's one of the things that I'm potentially developing right now. Hint, hint. Potentially a couple months in, I'm gonna drop that soon, right? And then we have the flagship right now, which is the Renaissance Closer Ascension, right? This one is application only, and the reason why we're able to guarantee placements here is because we have a B2B placement business right now that I have, right? And then right now, as a community, we've done over 7 million in sales about right now as I'm recording this video. Again, this is an estimate. I think we've probably done more than this. I'm being conservative. 7 million in sales as a community. And that's the reason why we're able to place in pretty solid offers, and why a lot of people, in my space ask me for sales reps, because my guys actually get results and they know what they're doing exactly. Because we are application only. I only bring in the best, the people who has potential, who has work ethic. I don't just bring in anybody. So if you even want to make, to invest into my program, you have to go to my school community first, consume some of my free content. But ultimately, that's kind of like how my business model works right now. This is where my bread and butter, where I'm making most of the money right now. But Q3 launch, I am launching a sales agency launch. So practically, this is what I'm talking about right here. But let's talk about the offer 2 right now, which is the B2B placement, and where I'm also making money currently, right? So practically, I have a sales team management. So technically, like any business owners that comes to me, I'll manage their sales team. Now, in terms of my background, I've done a sales manager position and I've been a closer of myself. And I'm also running my own business right now, which is the sales training company that we're running. And also, I have a referral fee, for example, if we play some of our guys here. So those are the 2 options that I have in terms of working with me and some of my sales reps, right? So continuous support with them. And this is how we're able to actually guarantee placements for some of our guys, right? So here's an example of the Renaissance Closer Rolodex on how we hire and how we send it over to some of the offers that we have, right? So this is our second offer right now. This is the internal offer. This is more of like going to the nitty and gritty on how I'm making some of my big bucks right now as well. Is we will get you the right sales rep for your biz that are fully trained. And again, this is limited spots. And this one is percentage and how I'm making money on this one. And for referral fee, again, if you don't want me to train any of your guys, there you go. That's just a small fee. Actually, this is one of the things I just recently implemented. I just started implementing because, I have a couple people inside the space that's been doing 7 figures, 8 figures a year. And they ask me, okay, why are you not monetizing this? And this is technically just a recent launch that I've done. I was never charging for my guys to actually get placed, but now the reason why I'm able to guarantee placement in the front end and why we get crazy results is because now we have a hiring portal where they can actually get inbound interviews as a high ticket closer once they get into the space, right? A lot of people out there, they're like, okay, why does it even matter for you? So technically, this is our Renaissance Closer Ascension model. So this is a typical person that comes into my business. Is they come to me, they're a regular 9-to-5 worker. They're like, bro, I want to make money online and travel the world, be financially free and all that stuff, right? I'm like, okay, cool. You need to master high ticket sales first, because you need to focus on your skill set. Because again, you cannot be a good businessman if you don't know any skills, right? So if you look at all of the amazing billionaires right now, for example, Mark Cuban, how did he get into his own business right now? Ask that question yourself. If you look, that was his very first role to actually acquire the skill sets for him to get to that billionaire status, right? Because you need to learn a high income skill first before you even consider starting your own business. Because imagine you start a business, you have multiple skill sets, you multiple hats to fulfill, you can't even, actually close deals. So how could you even say that you're running a business? So this is what exactly we solve in the industry and in the market. Is we help regular 9-to-5ers, daily people literally learn a high income skill and become their own business owner. So now one of the biggest problems in the industry right now is people who are doing 5 to 10k months online in high ticket sales. They're like, okay, it's cool and all, but I want to keep going and I want to build something amazing, right? That's the main reason why I'm even doing this. Is now in Q3, right? So meaning in Q3, which is currently it's May, I'm launching the sales agency launch, right? And eventually they become a sales manager, and then eventually they start their own sales agency, right? So over here, this is where a bunch of, people who makes a lot of money get lost in the sauce. They're like, bro, I want to build something myself, and that's essentially what I'm giving them. So right now, before I even launch this, the reason why I haven't launched it yet is because I want a proof of concept first. Is practically, the offer 3 is scaling into sales team to 1 million monthly recurring revenue, and you're like, okay, that's kind of a lot, Elijah. That's insane. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm working with one of, a big influencer. I can't disclose his name yet, but I'm building his SDR team right now to actually, to push his service online, right? So number one, I could practically launch this right now and get a bunch of people to sign up for this, but I'm not even gonna do that. The only people that can actually even get considered for this offer that I'm launching, which is, it's gonna be 10K and a percentage fee, right, to help you launch it. That will be, you would need to go through some of my stuff right now before you even get considered to get in here, right? And even consider to partner with me and work with me for this one. And essentially the main focus here is, for us to actually successfully launch this in Q3 is have a proof of concept, which is exactly what we're doing right now. We just need 3 months and we should be good to go, good to go. And then number two, the people that I'm gonna be working with is strictly only people who's done at least minimum 8 to 12K a month in commission, right? And thirdly, pre-launch waitlist. So before I even launch this, I'm gonna launch it first in some of my insider community that I have, right? So if you're in my email news, you're the first one to hear this. And specifically, I'm gonna first roll this out to my existing clients that I'm working with to see if they want to start their own sales agency. But how am I planning to do this, right? That's the main question you guys are having right now. And right now, they're practically gonna get a copy and paste infrastructure, which is what I'm building right now, for them to just copy and paste into their business that's easily replicable. So I'm doing it myself first before I even roll it out. Just like on how I rolled out my very first flagship business consulting company for sales training, is before I even launched this, I've done it myself first. I've walked the path myself first. And then now multiple people have used the same roadmap that I've used to actually get insane results and guarantee the results that we've had inside the community, right? So practically that's the ascension model that we have. Is you go from a little 9-to-5 worker, no sales experience, no high income sales skills, right? Or no high income skills that you have, then you become a closer, then you become a manager, and then you become your own business owner, right? That's a good way to actually slowly transition to become a business owner. It's not gonna happen overnight. The reason being is you need high income skills, right? That's the main focus that you need to have, and that's the biggest mistake I've done. If I were able to start all over again, that's what I would have done, right? So now, what is the projected revenue for each offer for this, right? So for example, right now I haven't launched it yet, but if we just simply get 50 to 100 signups on a 200 a month subscription, we can easily get this to 10 to 20K a month, right? And then one of the main reasons why I'm going to do this is because practically I'm just going to reinvest all of that money I'm going to be making into teams, live events, and just developing the service itself. And another importance that I have is I'm using it school right now, and the goal is to win the school games so I can go meet Alex Hormozi in person as well. That's one of the main goals right now that I have. But again, if you want to support this, you're technically like going to be a founder or like an investor or early investor in this mini startup that we're building right now, or this crowd-funded quote-unquote business that's gonna be very big down the line. I have a very big vision with Renaissance Closer, but essentially that's one of the main reasons why. And then there's this stigma right now going around in consulting, like it's pure profit. No, it's not. It's not 100% profit. If you want to build a successful business that people will actually continuously buy, you need to build a good system that gets results. And that's the biggest things that I see online. A lot of these consulting businesses, and the reason why we turn away so many businesses to place offers on, is they're not good. For example, one of my gripes in the industry right now is If you have a sales training company, right, why are you getting sales reps from me? It makes zero sense for me personally, because if I would hire, I would hire internally or someone inside my community to even consider them in my, sales role team, right? That's the main thing. It's like, I don't get it. Like, that's one of my gripes here. So, for example, one of the things that we are doing is we are reinvesting the money that we have to teams to actually pay them really well, right? And then reinvest them as well to do live events for our clients in the flagship model, the RCA, right? And then just get them there, right? And then these people are getting results, getting a bunch of testimonials. Then they're just obligated to, like, if they want to get personal more help, then they go to the flagship, which is application only, right? They get invited to that, grandfathered into that as well. And then on top of that, we're just going to be building stack on stack of testimonials on this one. And again, if someone's watching this right now, you could literally run away from the business model, the strategy that I'm using as we speak, right? But again, you cannot replicate my results that I've had with my clients. So that's why I'm open with you guys. I'm building it in public right now, showing you guys exactly my step-by-step plan on how to get to $1 million a year or more, right? My flagship right now, we've hit 50 to 80K in revenue and peak, right? Just like I've showed you guys at the beginning of this video, right? So consistently, we could easily just, if we would just, somewhat try, we can easily get to 50, 100K months. But again, my main goal, my flagship, is, to be honest with you, is not to just this is not where I'm gonna make my bread and butter, right? It's going to be in this too right here. The reason why I'm even building this and why I have this ascension happening right now is because I want to have an ecosystem with people right now to work with that are actually motivated and people who I would want to be working with down the line and I see doing business together with, right? So ultimately, that's the main reason why I have Renaissance Closer set up and why we have the Ascension model set up. So we don't accept everybody that comes in. But if you're interested to, like, okay, look, this sounds amazing to me, this is exactly for me, go ahead and check out the description below. Check out my free community, go through that stuff, and then if you're interested and you're ready to learn more, okay, look, I want to actually learn a high income skill right now, then go ahead, check how we're doing it and how we plan on how we're helping regular day-to-day people become killers and walking ATMs. Then go ahead, check my website down below, and then you can also check there on how you can actually speak with me next and apply for a spot. And again, I can't promise anything, but if you're watching this video and you've made it this far, like, look, this is actually looks and sounds fun for me, and I want to get started on something like this, and go ahead, I'd be more than willing to speak with you as well. But the reason why I'm doing this right now is, again, we probably can easily make between 50 to 100K a month with this, right? And the way I'm planning this is, again, reinvesting into these better teams. Now I'm building different teams and departments within my company, which is what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna reinvesting a majority of my profits and my revenue there, and from marketing, right? People to get to know more people easier. For example, if you're watching this video, I am gonna be investing to much more stuff to get this in a larger scale, right? So that's my main focus right now on this business. It's not really to make money, but to just reinvest as much money as I can, so I can actually launch the sales agency launch at Q3, right? Because this is where we're gonna make our bread and butter, and where I'm gonna find the right people to work with to actually make those money, right? That's where I'm gonna start taking some profits out and actually do it. But practically this entire year, I've been running this Renaissance Closer for a full year now, and the main focus that I've been having is just reinvesting it to the teams, learning myself, mentors, right? I'm like, that's the ascension that I've been taking, right? So it's like, getting some guys get good results, but like, I want more results. I hire myself a mentor who's a step ahead from me, because again, how can I tell someone to do something if I'm not doing it myself, right? So practically that's what I'm doing myself as well. So again, they climb to this ladder, pretty much it's like from a flagship, right? And then, a regular 9-to-5ers can't become overnight business owners, so they need to learn a high income skill first. That's why I get into that. And then now the most natural progression is launching their own thing themselves after they've learned the skill, right? And eventually, for me, my sales agency, right, can potentially either make between 80 to 120k a month within just 4 clients alone, just managing 4 clients. So you might be wondering, how did I get to that number, right? So, for example, like let's just say conservatively, where we're managing a let's say we're managing a company right now. Let's say they're doing $100,000, or let's say half a million, like say half a million per month, right? Because again, minimally, if I would work with them, they need to be at least doing between 300 to 500k. So like let's just keep this math simple. Let's say they're doing 500k a month right now, and we get, like, let's say 5% of that 500k times that by 4. How much is that? Like if you're gonna do the math, it's between 80 to 120k a month with 4 clients, right? And again, I was very conservative, so it's like just 4 clients do 20k a month. It's very simple to do that. A lot of people are easily doing more than this. I already have proof, by the way. This is nothing new. Like a lot of people is already doing this, but again, not a lot of people knows how to train people up to get them here. That's the main thing that I'm bridging the gap right now as well. And then another thing is I'm gonna be reinvesting this to teams and events, and hopefully at this point, not hopefully, but at this point, we're gonna start doing some live events and some seminars in person to actually just do some workshops and all those things. It's gonna be cool. I don't like the word hopefully. I didn't know I even used that, but main plan right now is once we're successfully launched the sales agency launch, right? I don't even know what to name it yet, so I just name it sales agency launch. Then that's the main thing right now, is we're gonna reinvest in the team, better teams, because the main focus is 8 players to just get this up and running. Because if the goal is to get this to sell, to be able to be investable, for this to be able to get an exit, right? And eventually I have bigger plans for this as well, on building apps, building softwares and all these things for the sales reps, for business owners to communicate with the sales reps. That's the biggest this is further the road, and maybe this is gonna be another video another time, but that's a game plan right now. And again, for B2B placement, percentage fee, like for example, one of the clients that we're working with right now, like let's say they did 1 million in rev and I get 5% of that, it's 50k a month. Very simple. If you add up all of this, right, it's about 180k a month conservatively, right? That's a 2.7 million annual recurring revenue. Very simple maths, right? And again, I'm giving you guys very ballpark, but again, this is like, again, ideally, if we launch this, it's very simple. 50 to 100 signups. Like let's say there's, I don't know, 10,000 people and the 10% conversion. That's a simple ask, right? Again, with just the results that we've gotten, it's very simple. I don't see any reason why we would be able to get that and hit that if we do launch this. But again, flagship is the only thing that I'm doing right now, and some type of B2B placement as well. But yes, so pretty much that is my plan to go from 100k to a million. So from starting point, right, we're about at 6 figures right now, did 300k in rev, right? And then the current business, right? And then the plan right now, what are we doing right now? And the launch, the sales agency, the copy and paste infrastructure, the ascension, and then the placements, right? And the projected revenue. That's practically it. But yes, that is my game plan to go from 100k to a million. Hope you guys found something valuable in today's video. And as always, if you have any questions, any concerns, comment them down below. I'm gonna try to get back as soon as possible. But as always, be a creator, not a consumer. Create something today that will inspire you and others.